like about the action step 6 is it's all about setting and reaching your goals. And when you're sitting down with that new brand partner, how do you get them set up for success?
Well, I think the easiest way is to have them go through step 1, which is to establish their long-term goal. What are their dreams? What do they want their life to be like? And then, in all honesty, we all start with the same 3 steps, no matter what your long-term goal is. It's really your short-term goals, which is to offset the cost of your product, create a part-time and a full-time income stream.
Okay, so your first goal, is this how you're getting people started as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the action steps really become step 4 and 5, leading with the product, leading with the opportunity. We want to get enough activity.
Starts the engine going.
It starts the engine going. It's going to create cash flow. It's going to create fast start income. It's going to hopefully get them moving up the PIN system. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the goal is to get that auto ship, that auto delivery charge paid for. And so we're going to show them. I want them to understand and see how many people do we need to have on the team in order to get that job done.
All right, so that's your first objective. How do you build the PIN ranks into this action step?
Okay, well, you know what, I think the beauty of the Vemma PIN and recognition system is it's a ladder. One step to the next step, and everything that we try to teach people is that the cycle income is the long-term income that you're going to enjoy on a consistent basis. So therefore, let's start taking a look at what does it take in order to cycle. And so, we can talk about we talk about the lifestyles and the big incomes and all the things in Vemma, but I want them to get excited about that very first achievement of hitting bronze and getting that done.
Hitting that cycle for the very first time.
That's right. 360 points on one side, 180 on the other. Hey, if you cycle one time, you can cycle 5 times.
Get out.
You can do it.
I can. And if I cycle 5?
You can cycle 10.
All right. So it's almost like the baby steps, bringing them up here, moving them up the ladder.
The action step is, what'd you do today? Who did you introduce the product to today? Okay? And when is your next home event, which we'll be talking about in a few minutes.
And how many are taking place in your downline team?
Yeah,
That's
exactly
right.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? This is a pretty simple action step. What other words of wisdom do you have for the brand partners?
Well, here's what has to happen. If you separate yourself away from your enroller, from the conference calls that are going on, from the local events that are going on, it's going to be really difficult. The old cliche, out of sight, out of mind. Well, that's exactly true with this part-time endeavor that's fighting for time in your very busy schedule. So in order to set and achieve goals, you've got to do 2 things. Number 1, you've got to stay plugged in to your upline team, number 1. Number 2, you've got to do something positive every day. One positive thing. Not looking at your website. That's not what we're talking about.
Not checking email?
Not checking email. No Facebook.
Aggressively getting ready.
We're talking one positive thing is somebody tasted this today.
Absolutely.
Somebody got invited to a home event.
Well, Ruth, you bring up a great point, and it was almost like a joke, but it's serious. People confuse activity with the results, and help clarify the difference between the 2.
Well, I call aggressively getting ready a person who feels they're working in a business by just being involved in the conversation or the idea of Vemma. It's really tied to activity.
Yeah.
And are you bringing on board volume? If your activity is not bringing on volume, you're probably falling under call reluctance or something holding you back from going to the next level. But your PIN rank system is all manageable, it's obtainable. If you follow each one of those PIN ranks, it's all achievable.
Well, you need a day planner. You need a day timer. You need a PDA, whatever you're going to use to begin to take a look at a 7-day period of time and say, hey, what did I get done? What was my actual activity versus productivity? Okay, you got to be active, and so let's take a look and let's start recording that. So week over week, if you're not growing as fast as you want to grow, hey, let's take a look at what you actually did in the last 7 days.
I've got a great analogy of that. I actually showed my to-do list to someone. It was all people-oriented. When I looked at theirs, it was task-oriented.
Yeah,
that's the difference
Big
between
difference.
whether you're bringing volume in.
One of the things I do you bring up the to-do list. One of the things I do every night before I go to bed is I write out the things I want to accomplish the next day. And I don't know if it was Brian Tracy or who said it, but they said your subconscious mind begins to work to solve and accomplish these things.
That's right.
And it's huge. But one of the things that I've heard is that when somebody is on your downline team is complaining their business isn't moving along fast enough, you ask to see their last week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Actually, people that we counsel with on Sunday evenings, one of the things they do is they email productivity over the last week. I want to see their activity over the last 7 days. It tells the whole story. So, last thought, back to step 3. So again, the reason to do what? To have these 2 lists with you wherever you go all the time. Who can I talk to about the product? Who am I thinking about from the opportunity? So if, like Ruth just said, if you're people-minded, not task-minded, guess what? You're going to see your business grow.
I see how all of these action steps work together.
Build one
synergy.
on the other.
Wow! You guys have really put some thought into this. And you're laying it all out for the brand new brand partner. So anyways, let's get on to step number 7.
Sounds good.
All right.